guys? Welcome back. Drip Coach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, we're talking about a clip from Simply Bitcoin where they are unveiling the support, I guess you could say, of the digital euro that's coming soon to a European Union near you. And as I mentioned before, I was like, the writing is on the wall, guys. This is what they're going to try to do. And make no mistake, they wrap it in such a way that it does make it an easy pill to swallow. So we're going to watch the clip from them and even kind of the promo, I guess you could say. And you'll be like, oh, on the surface, that does sound like something nice. And it does make logical sense. Why wouldn't we go to a digital currency?
Digital currencies are coming. They're marketed as safer, faster, more private. But look at the timing. Europe's debt is rising, deficits are stubborn, and markets are nervous. If capital starts looking for an exit, a programmable centrally issued currency becomes a lever.
Imagine a digital single payment solution that could be used for any kind of payment throughout the euro area. Guess what? It could become a reality. A digital euro. Easy, safe, fast, reliable. Digital money from the European Central Bank at your fingertips whenever you need it.
ECB's digital euro, fast, reliable, sexy, Orwellian. And though they may spin it for convenience, but it's...
And again, like when you look at that, you're like, of course that makes sense. Like having this digital currency that's available and usable throughout the entire union, borderless, and I don't have to hold paper, and I already use my phone to pay with everything. It's like, it is a natural progression. Don't get me wrong. That's exactly why Bitcoin works so well, because you can send people payments digitally. So I'm definitely on board with the digitization of money. But when it's by the same ones that are responsible for breaking the system and creating the wealth gap in the first place, and the same ones that historically have caused multiple currencies over the years to fail, why would this one be any different? And like Ocean just mentioned here, where is this clip of the video? Rising debt. Yeah, debt ratios. It's like, yeah, they don't have another lever to pull. So naturally, they're going to make this sound as sexy as possible.
Convenience, but it's probably more for control. In Q1 of 2025, the euro area's public debt sat near 88% of GDP, with several countries far higher, and that's the backdrop. So maybe ask yourself, are CBDCs truly about consumer safety or capital control?
And that's actually not bad, because I think the US GDP is 132% or something. Let me look that up. Yeah, I was close. It's at 124. So as Ocean mentioned, there are multiple countries that are ahead of that. And that just means that you are spending more than you earn. And in this case, 24% more than you earn. But it's not nearly as bad as Japan or, Sudan. So, and this ironically is, again, I keep bringing this up. I haven't pulled this up. I still got the actual expert from ChatGPT, but it actually said that Japan is going to be the powder keg that ignites this digital surveillance system and digital dollar that will be rolled out by the IMF, because they will default on their debt. And then it's going to cause a panic for other countries, and then kind of a crack in the dollar yen system. And that will lead to the IMF stepping in, IMF, UN, a bunch of other alphabet letter agencies, basically saying, here's how we do this. We create a central bank digital currency from the top layer, like not at the country layer. It's like at the IMF level or, UN level or whatever, World Bank, whichever one of those actually pulls the strings, but it will come from there. And then they roll it out to everyone else. And the only way that you'll be able to get it is if you enroll in their digital ID system, because they need your ID to know that this money's going to this person. So it was a very interesting thread with ChatGPT, and the prompts that I used. Maybe one of these days I'll bring that up and show you. But this just kind of struck out to me that Japan is, basically has no way out, and the EU yeah, they're not doing too bad compared to everyone else, like Ocean said. All right, let's go to the next clip.
Of GDP, with several countries far higher, and that's the backdrop. So maybe ask yourself, are CBDCs truly about consumer safety or capital control? And if that's the direction, why does Bitcoin, open, borderless, uncensorable, suddenly matter more than ever? Well, that answer is pretty obvious, but I'm Oceans. This is Beyond Bitcoin. Let's dive in.
Your colleagues in Europe will be dictating or overseeing changes in crypto, changes in digital assets and a digital euro. What would you like to see?
I'd like to say that we started that process a few years back. We are moving on very practically, because we are now really at the sort of pre-pilot stage, experimenting with different types of technologies, and we should be ready to launch in about 18 months.
That's very exciting. How will this change people's lives?
You know, it's people who have dictated that change, because in many countries now in the European Union, you see that customers, clients, citizens, whatever their age, they are prepared now to use digital currencies. So the digital euro for me is like digital cash. Instead of getting banknotes from the ATM machine, they'll be able to use cash, but in a digital form, whether they use it with their phone or other devices. But that's exactly the equivalent of cash, but in a digital form. And it's to help them, pay in the way they want and transact in the way they want. It's more opportunities for them.
That makes perfect sense, right? To help you pay and transact in the way you want. None of the ways you don't want of, surveying where you're spending your dollars. And again, I keep bringing this up to you guys, and it's because I travel and I see this is happening here in Ecuador and in Colombia. That cedula that they have is tied to like literally every transaction. There are a few mom and pop shops that don't ask for it, but even if you're paying with cash, they ask for this. So to me, again, the writing is on the wall that this is coming in full effect. So hopefully you are paying attention. And if not, wake up soon. All right, lift daily and achieve your impossible. Smash that HBO special, help brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. See you next time.